Not you, Amy, because we don't want to get warm in here. Man, Cornegay, will you? And then we will close with the pledge of allegiance and get started.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come here, recognize that you are the Almighty. And we ask your blessings upon this meeting. Dear Heavenly Father, bless and ask your guidance on people's minds for healing, bringing this body together as a sisterhood and a brotherhood. And bless this meeting, and bless the sick, the shut in, and anyone that had the mind to want to make it out that was unable to make it out. In your precious name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Beginning announcement, please put your cell phones on vibrate or turn them off, or be prepared to make a $5 code donation. And with that in mind, my phone went off twice for me, keyboard. You got to change for twice? I got
You have to hear because you got it one time. Good morning, many brothers and sisters.
Good morning.
The first thing I'd like to say is, we're now using microphones because I've been told I have a soft voice. I remember one time at the Secretary of State's office, I answered the phone. Secretary of State John Hussein's office, "This is Cynthia, how may I help you?" And it happened to be May. And they said, "Cynthia, this is not 1-900 number." So I had to try my best to be more clear, more concise, and as professional as I could be. I would also like to listen and hear you out there, my brothers and sisters. And with the microphone, then we can hear each other clearly. And also, as you're being recorded, you can be recorded clear. I'd like to start with the presence of stewards. We'll have the officers present.
I only have two. Tony Brown.
Tony Brown.
Lynn Cornegay. Present. Amy Summerall. Your vice president. That's Stewart. Vice president is Tony Tuck is Tony Tuck. And he's our Stewart. What area are you?
FOD.
I'm here. You're here. Now Stewart stand to be recognized.
Stewart stand and be recognized.
Randall Gray, student life.
Lynn Cornegay, student life.
Tony Life, that's the last.
All right.
Paula Dill, Secretary of State.
Yasser Lalado, High State Medical Center. Tony Brown, Medical Center.
Kevin Keys. Go ahead, Mark.
There's T, student life.
Thank you very much. The minutes from the membership meeting last month, recorded by our May Allen. Please review. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to bring them up. Okay, so we need a motion to accept.
I motion to accept.
We have a motion to accept by Lisa Brew. Can I get a second? We got 2 seconds. Then? Second. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those not in favor, say aye. Pass. Okay, we're going to move it on. I'm sorry. doing this? Yeah, man. No, I'm kidding. Okay, we're going to move on to the treasury report. If you all have a copy, please review. Any questions, comments, and/or concerns? This is the final report for 2014. The balance of the book is $19,000. And while we're talking about finances, Tim, our Vice President, and myself are working on a spreadsheet that's going to list everything that's going out of your dues. And it'll be available by the Finance Committee for your review. We're going to categorically move so we'll know what was spent on mileage for the year, what was spent on conferences for the year, what was spent on utilities for the year, so that you will have an accurate account of where your dues is going and being spent. We'll have a draft of that ready for the next meeting for your review. One thing that I've learned is to be transparent, be accountable, and communicate with my members. I'm just used to that at the Secretary of State's office, and I'd like to bring those types of issues here on campus. Does anyone have any questions about the Treasurer's report? If not, can I get a motion to accept? Tony Brown. Can I get a second? Two. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Pass. I'd like to report, for your information, if you don't already know, the district ordered a rerun election. To my understanding, it's for everyone except the officers that were unopposed, which was the recording secretary and the vice president of the Secretary of State's office. Otherwise, our other candidates will be on another ballot. The problem, and I understand where Kevin, Crystal, Jason, and the district, after I read that letter especially, I understand why they want one, and it's no one's fault, in my opinion. The purpose is because there were 130 ballots that came back with the address undeliverable. That 130 could have made a difference. We don't know if one would have voted, 5, 150, but that's the point. Everybody deserves the opportunity to cast a ballot. I learned that from the Secretary of State's office. So what we're going to do, or let me say what I've been doing. I spoke to Simpson about the problems we had with the addresses. I met with Simpson and Gibson yesterday along with the executive vice president. And Simpson came in the meeting with a list of all the names and addresses that he had cleared from their legal division. The contract states the workers' names, workplaces, and work addresses. They gave us home addresses. So as of yesterday, we have the information as up to date as Ohio State has it. That was delivered to May. May now has been charged with updating, and she's going to update every single one that needs to be updated. Therefore, she has to cross-check all the members' names and addresses. At the executive board meeting, which went very well on Thursday, I was very pleased with the results. We all worked together. We decided that maybe 30 days should be enough, and maybe you can speak on this. And she can also give us updates from time to time if she's having problems. 30 days to update the system. The election committee is being formed because there were some that did not want to be involved in the second runoff or election. So we have some that are familiar with the process from the last election, thank God. But we need one more person, and I'd love to have that person from Ohio State University to sit on the committee. Yes, ma'am.
Got one, right here.
Tony Clark?
No.
I'm sorry. Do you have a question?
No.
Or you want to volunteer?
Yes.
Okay, so after the meeting, I'd like to give you the chairperson's name and phone number and feel free to contact her because there are responsibilities that she can talk to you about. Then everything will be handled by the election committee. I will have no say in anything other than this is the committee as it stands. Yes, Martin?
I have a question. You said that Hayes brought over a disc to you with all of the names, the current addresses of people.
Yeah.
How accurate is that list? Is that list up to date? And how far back did he go with that list? Because people move. So
I know.
how accurate is that list?
I understand, but we can always use what we have because I can't look at it and say these are inaccurate or these are old. It's as up to date as they have it. They can't say, okay, this is not accurate, so John Smith, tell me what your address is. So we can only use the best resource we have, which is from Ohio State University. And I'm pleased that he was kind of generous enough to provide that information, or we would have had to assign that cast to the stewards. And that would have taken a lot longer. So for him to be kind enough to bring a disc, I don't know how old or what the addresses are, because I don't have ESP or anything. I can only use and be thankful and appreciative of him giving us that information. Yes, I'm sorry, you have a question?
In order for us to be right, Dave is giving us something that's not up to date. We need to find out if those addresses are up to date. How y'all go about doing that and everything?
Okay.
That's going to be up to y'all, but you need to make sure these addresses are accurate, these addresses are up to date.
Mr. Newman, that is my responsibility, and I can assure you that I have done the printout of that list, and those persons that are here today that are in an active employee status and are entitled to vote, I'm going to verify their addresses. I am verifying their addresses against what has been provided by the national, which was called the MUMS system. Also, there is a newer system that is called Orion. I was concerned because I know that my information on those two systems has some questions to it. So I'm going to be the one that's going to be verifying it. I've spoken to the stewards and the e-board members, and they are being requested to verify through membership sign-ups, address changes, the members in their work area. Now, if you would like to help us by going out getting those membership cards re-signed, then I will check those members that you bring to us, drop them off in the office. They will be date stamped as to the date that we received them, and then I will be verifying them.
But you said you spoke to the steward. I had no knowledge that you were doing this.
As I stated, Mr. Newman, I spoke to the stewards that were in the executive board meeting, okay? I'm sure there is a chief police steward in your area. I'm sorry that you did not receive that
I am
information.
the chief steward in my area.
You are not the chief police steward in that area, are you? Okay, so the chief police steward in the area that you work did
Yes, my name is Stephen Hunter.
Your name is Stephen what?
Stephen Hunter.
Why, this is... It's the second time, I'm just be heard.
Oh, no, it's okay, I got it. I've also brought a speaker back here too, so we can get this done.
Oh, we don't get it done.
All right.
And Tim is going to... Because everybody wants to be heard, that's what we hear.
But I also got a mic back here too, to speak. You can go both sides. All right, but what I want to ask you is that the membership card, that membership list that you have, I'm from the East Hospital, what I like to do to try to help is that if I get that listing,
No, that listing will not leave my custody at all.
what I'm asking,
What you can do from the East Hospital is we will make sure that you get new membership cards to sign up with. So get those cards signed up and drop them off here at the hall. But this membership list will not leave my custody.
okay, what's the problem about the stewards having a membership list?
Because I was the one that took the hit on the list before, and I'm not having it this time. I'm not. So this membership list, if OSU, out of their HR, the information that they have in their HR, if they brought it over here, that's good. I am going to be the one to verify it. I'm going to be the one to have sole custody of this membership list. That way, if it ends up messed up, the only person that's going to take the hit will be E. May Adams, your recording secretary. Period. End of discussion.
My question was that before you went through that, is that what I wanted to do is that if I get the members that at the East Hospital, I can verify them by at least, I don't know how many people we have there, a listing of the people, not asking for the addresses, but
You
the
just have
list.
to sign your card.
You want to know, because you don't know everybody in your area. You
Right.
want to make sure that you know this person is the name.
Yeah, and I get that.
You want to approach that person with
Yes,
effort.
it's just correct, and I want to make sure that you get, we can do the membership card, I don't care, but I'm saying
That would be the best.
but
That's why we have a signature.
But I'm trying to say is that if I know how many people that they're at the hospital, I go through the hospital, I'm a transporter, I see everybody. I can get these addresses verified, and I'm trying to help here, not trying to fight with you.
I
I'm not-
understand, I get that.
Okay.
And I thank you so much. What we can try and do, and I'm going to work with Lolita, the office manager, to get, let's say, departmental information.
Yeah,
Is that possible? Okay, because I want everybody to know. I want everybody possible to get that one. Because I want to know. You all want to know. Who do you want to be president? Who do you want to be the executive president? Who do you want to work for you? I want any job that I can contribute to, and believe me, I'm working to make things better. Because I can do lots of things, but I want to help. So I want everybody to let you know what you want, who you want to represent you. My hand God.
but my thing is this, I've been in these 3 unions. I've never seen nobody try to haul the membership list. We're officers of the union, and we have an oath. We have an oath that basically is that we're not going to give this information out to anybody, but to try to, what we're trying to do, we're trying to organize there. I just want to, all I'm doing is just verifying the addresses. I can go through there and get all this done for you.
I said, we're going to give you the best possible, the first possible, and list the names in your department.
Yeah.
Not my address, though, but it will be names.
Right. That's
We're
cool.
on the same page.
Yeah, I got you. That's all I want.
And that's what it
Yeah. And I want to get the cards, like she said, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to do both of them.
Good.
And I want to go through and I'll talk to you later after this, but I said I want to get the cards before I leave here.
Okay.
So I can do this, I can start on this Monday morning.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about, unity. We got to work together. This law would have been in trouble if we do not band together for negotiation and for each other. Number one, we got to respect each other in order for others to respect us. And that's what I'm trying to do every single day I'm here. Do you have any other questions? Oh,
I just want to,
okay.
I
just wanted to say this. We're all here to do for each other. We're all here to try to help each other out. But at the same time, we're all adults. If you've moved in the last year, in the last 6 months, in the last week, you know you need to call Matt or one of your union stewards. It's not their responsibility to hold your hand to give them your correct address. Just do what you would normally do if you move somewhere. Put in a name, address change. It's not that hard. That's all I'm trying to say. It's a responsibility of all of us. We're not individually trying to point fingers, but we're all adults. Let's just, if you've moved, change your address. Let your union steward know.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
This line up to say there were 140 names that, 130 names that came back. The first question is there an automated process for contacting those people when the names come back?
I don't even have that list. I don't even know who those 130 people are.
Right. Well, my understanding of the election and balloting process is that people get an initial ballot, then names come back that don't have the correct addresses, and then an adjustment is made. Is that happening? Is that going to happen this next time out?
That would be or fall under the election committee, my determination. So those questions should be posed to them when they form. And you see that all the questions that you need to feel comfortable. Because, like I said, this is about unity. Nobody's trying to stop nothing. I'm trying to start it. Let's get motivated. Let's get this election, let's get through it, and then let's get busy and get to work. Then the other question?
I just wanted to put it on the record that they brought up 130, and no one seems to know who the 130 names are. Whether they're still employed with the university, whether they're alive or whatever, you know what I mean, retired or whatever. May not even be here, may not even be legit, or may not even have just been on the road but just didn't fall off. Because of unkept bookkeeping. So
I understand, but the reason why I wanted to kind of influence is because y'all got things to do. I want to get all my points across. I understand what you're saying. I think everybody here understands that we all together have to get these addresses. All together, nobody's blocking nobody. We all want to know what the results are going to be, believe me. And that is undermanned. Those 130, we don't know, but when we go through this, when May goes through this list, she's going to find out, she's going to figure it all out. And we're hoping within 30 days. And
I think what Lynn's trying to say here is with the 130 addresses, and nobody knows whether they're still employed, alive, retired, members in good standing, until that's investigated, why do they get to do the election over?
I think right now at this point...
I know there's case law behind it.
Well, that's true.
But I think the election committee has a duty to investigate those names.
I am going to trust the district vice president and their order.
I understand.
I'm respecting their order.
I think that's
the whole reelection. Because even though the reporters don't understand, even though there's money that's got to be spent, time, and everything, we still are under direction of the vice president. And it's not the problem, it's how you deal with it. You have an issue. You need to get better addresses. Apparently that didn't happen in the past. I don't know. I don't care. What we do now is move forward. Move forward. Let's not blame anybody. Let's not get angry. Let's band together. Make sure everybody gets these addresses as best as possible. And let's hold the election, and then let's move on to business. We're going to move on to business anyway. And then we hold the election, and then after that election, business is going to be taken care of. That is, so we move on. Yes, Shirley.
My thing is, and this is from other people that I've talked to, is that we are just sick and tired of hearing about these 130 people, and the union is hard. Right. We're all adults. They're all supposed to have their addresses updated. My thing, and as other people from where I work at Ohio Secretary's office, is why is the union not worried about all the other almost 800-900 people that did not send in a ballot, because they're sick and tired of the way the union is being run.
I understand.
So why not try to contact those people and get things properly with the union?
Let me address that. Out of the 130 people were just a layer of the onion. That 130 people demonstrated a serious, significant flaw in the membership list. We don't know when it happened, don't know how long ago it happened. The fact of the matter is, it exists. I've been a member of this union for 15 years. I looked at my address on one of those lists, and it was inaccurate. And I still, even though I got a ballot, there's a list out there. There's a database out there with inaccurate information. I don't know what database the district went off of. Fortunately, they went off of one of the lists that had my correct address in it, but what we have to do now is correct our list. Make sure our list is as close to 100% accurate, without exceptions or excuses, and then send that to the national so they can correct their inaccurate list. That's all we have to do.
Loretta, did you have a question? So, Loretta, you fine?
I don't want this, and I don't want nobody to take this wrong, and I don't want this to turn into no argument or a shouting match. But every member here has a right to feel like whatever they bring forward, that is their opinion of whether it's a complaint or whatever. They have a right to that. So when I hear things like certain people are complaining about something, those certain people have a right to complain. If it's nothing but 5 or 10, they have a right to complain. Regardless of what the numbers is, these just certain numbers and stuff like that, they're complaining about it or they're bringing it forward because they want an understanding of what's going on and they want somebody to explain. So we got to be careful when we say, I'm just hearing certain people complaining about something. People have a right to bring issues to it.
Okay, and I said earlier, Kevin, Crystal, and Jason have a right to appeal. I agree that the addresses from reading this letter, I understand where they're coming from. So please, let's move on. We're like we're being the dead horse. What we're doing is we understand there's a problem. Now we got to fix it. We can't be talking and get mad at each other or pointing fingers. We have to move forward. Let's get this taken care of. I am one who, when I know there's a problem, I'm in the mode of let's resolve it, not let it fester, linger, get worse. Let's resolve it. So let's move on and let's understand the problem is the addresses. Let's understand that we have to fix it. Okay, so let's be unified. We got to fix this problem because it affects all of us. It affects us because now we got to have another election. It affects us because now we're pushed back on trying to negotiate. I mean, I'm taking care of business. I'm not stopping. But this is something else we have to do when we have so much to do. Yes, sir.
I know this is hindsight, but when y'all started this, mailing out ballots, y'all knew from the get-go that we never did this before. We always came in and voted, right? We always came in and voted. Now you send out ballots to the people. But you, before you even started, that's something that y'all should have did. Y'all should have checked and asked. I know it's hindsight, and made sure that people's name that y'all had that was right, because there was a lot of people who didn't vote. I got 25 years and you got 15. I didn't even get a ballot. And the ballot I know the guy got only had one listed one side of the name. He didn't get a full ballot. There's a whole lot of people who didn't get a chance to vote. They didn't even get a vote. I'm reading this.
That was a complaint.
That's what I'm reading this, and y'all sit there and this talking about 100 and some people didn't vote or whatever. There was a lot of people who didn't get a ballot. I got 25 years there. Y'all take my union dues out every week, so you can't tell me that you don't know that I'm on here when you take my money. Everybody else say that. When you take my money and use it for whatever, that means you should have information. Regardless who it's for, OSU, whoever, it should have been there. And that should have been taken care of before we even started. Or we should have stayed the same and came in and did the ballot like we usually do.
Right. Well, let me tell you about that first. The election was handled by the election committee, not me, not me.
I'm not blaming nobody.
Let me explain. It was handled by the election committee, and they did everything according to the bylaws, not by past practice. Because the bylaws have to be followed. You can't say, I want to do the election this way or that way. We have to follow the bylaws. And I think that threw off a lot of people.
I understand.
That threw a lot of people off. But we have to do it. We have to start doing it right. Anything we were doing wrong, we have to start doing it right. And that's what we want to start doing from this point on, even though we're not used to it. We got to start doing things right. We want to ensure you get a ballot, all your co-workers get a ballot. We want that too, so we all on the same page.
And then that letter should have came out letting you know that it was going, before we even started, that was going to, ballot was going to be mailed out. Before we even started, before we even got close to this, that should have came out to let people know. So people at least would have got a heads up and probably went and checked to see if there was on the list or not. For this to happen, and that doesn't make sense.
It don't. I wish I knew there was an address problem prior to. Tim and I asked for a list. Tim and I wanted to work on that list and make sure that we could get our information out there. We already know about addresses. We work for the Secretary, for the Secretary of State's office. We understand election. I wish I knew there was a problem. But now, the problem hit us in the head because we weren't prepared. That's what I'm trying to do, is prepare us now for the future. We understand the past mistakes. We got to fix them and move forward. No more should we have weakness, and no more should we be doing things wrong. Amen. From now on, we moving forward to the best of our ability and run this union like it should be ran, like a business. Take care of our business. Get strong, band together, respect one another. So I understand where you're coming from. I agree with you 100%. You know why? Because now I got to have another election. You think I want to have one? No. Because of past problems. So now I got to fix it on my head. I got to fix it. And I'm going to do that because that's what I do. When I know there's a problem, I got to fix it no matter how mad I am, how hurt I am. Do you think when I heard that news I was happy? No, I wasn't. But I have to adhere to direction because that's how business is run. I want to get better. I want to get stronger. And the only way I can do it is to learn from my past mistakes, others' past mistakes. I'm now trying to take care of those types of things. It's falling on me now. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. You can give me a chance. See what's going to happen. I think somebody else had a question. Tell me.
I want clarity on the election itself. You said that it's going to be president, vice president, treasurer.
The treasurer.
Was that also you said everybody that wasn't opposed, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Does that include nominations also?
No. The whole process is not starting over, it's just a one-run of the election, must be that verbiage. Yes.
Do we have a date, or when are we doing the nominations? Do you have any information on that, or the election committee is bringing that out?
The election committee is going to take care of setting the date. What we have to do first is get the addresses together. And from what I hear, nobody wants to be done quick. We wanted to give it a timeline to get these addresses in, which is 30 days.
Okay.
But we want it to be done as meticulous as possible. So we don't want to rush through it. So what that means is, we got to take our time, make sure we hit everybody, our regional officers, campus, secretary, everybody, and then make sure that, make one do a job, and then we got to start the election.
Okay, so this is 30 days to get these addresses together.
That's the proposal today. Because we want to make sure that we get all the addresses.
Okay.
We want to say like 30 days, and somebody didn't get there leaning,
Right.
and it's past the 30 days.
Okay.
30 days, which was 30 days from the e-board, then I get to report to the e-board
Okay.
where we stand on address updates.
Okay.
If we need more time to do address updates, then we will have more time for address updates. Address updates, for me, is the priority, not this rerun. The rerun will occur after I'm satisfied that the addresses are within, for me, an acceptable process, with acceptable accuracy, and for me, that's going to be something close to 99%.
Any other questions? We're moving on.
I have one more. Did the district give us a deadline as to when this election has to take place?
No, they gave us a direct letter to work on the addresses in November. That's what we're doing. We don't want to do that. We want to get these addresses because that's your concern. So I know you feel that we want to get these addresses together first. Like they said, that's priority. So we got to get out there, make sure people know that addresses was the problem. People say, oh, that's because of the address. Get that straight down. Priority. I'd like to move on and this next topic on the agenda is something I don't want to talk about, but I have to. I've been here for 1 week as the president. I want unity, strength, and motivation for that. I want to trust each other and I want us to respect one another. And please, don't misunderstand me. Those are my goals and a great contract. However, I have to bring this up to you guys because you're the membership. And I'm glad Kevin's here because he might want to talk about how he feels because I think Kevin has some feelings and I think I've heard about some things. I'm going to give him the opportunity to speak on it. Because it sounds to me like he's heard about some things and I would be too if people were saying things about me that weren't true. But the union, when I say union, the letter is addressed to CWA over 4501. And it came certified mail. And it was from an attorney. And I'm going to read it to you because you can get a copy if you want because it's about you too, as members. And it says, regarding false and defamatory statements made by Local 4501 Communications Workers of America to Kevin Q regarding his official position as president of the executive board. Dear Local 4501 CWA, I represent Kevin Q in connection with the above reference matter. Local 4501 CWA is directors, officers, agents, employees, and assigned. That's all of us, even the staff, everybody. Hereby warned and notified to cease and desist making false and defamatory statements regarding Kevin Q and its ongoing matters with the CWA. It has come to my attention that false statements were made by local CWA, 4501. There have been several incidents arising to both slander and libel of Mr. Q's reputation, both professionally and as a man in his community positions. Under Ohio law, it is unlawful to engage in defamation of another's character and reputation. Your defamatory actions include an email sent on December 5th by Apollo Gill, Office of Secretary of State, regarding monthly membership meetings and Kevin's disapproval of me. Verbal communication by Treasurer and President-elect Cynthia Stewart, that I allegedly made to Local 4310 upstairs who ran our office, their Vice President and their President. That Kevin Key has been doing things wrong and writing checks to himself. And executive board members Wayne Crawford and Lynn Cornegay communicating that Kevin Key has stolen between $60,000 and $100,000 from CWA. Accordingly, we demand that you A, assurance within 10 days, you will cease and desist from further defamation of Kevin Key's character reputation. If you do not comply with the cease and desist demand within this period of time, and then Kevin Key is entitled to seek monetary damages, which is from your dues, monetary damages and equitable relief for your defamation. In the event you fail to meet this demand, please be advised that Kevin Key has advised me to communicate to you that you will pursue all available legal remedies, including seeking monetary damages, injunctive relief, and in order that you pay court costs and attorney fees. Let me say something before you do it. I wish we could have sat down and talked. That's what we do. We talk. We don't go against each other through courts. We talk. We are adults. Let's sit down. Let's talk. Okay, I'm hearing this and I'm hearing that. If we don't stop, I'm going to give you an attorney. Or I have an attorney. I'm going to press charges. I wish we could have sat down and talked about this. Then take action if it does not cease and desist. The attorney, my husband has the letter and he has responded, and our request is to do just what I said. Let's sit down and talk. Let us resolve this because, number one, the sisters and brothers, we got to be unified. Number two, we just don't do that to one another. Number three, I understand pain. I've been there many times. We have to resolve it as human sisters and brothers. Number four, have statements that this was said. Sign affidavit. I did not say, how in the world am I going to say Kevin Key write checks? Kevin ain't writing no checks to himself. Why would I say something like that? I'm God-fearing. Why would anything you do is come back on you, in my opinion? I'm not going to do that. So please talk to me. If you hear somebody say I say that, Kevin, come to me and talk to me to talk like adults and union sisters and brothers. Number five, Ben and Wayne, they have to speak on themselves, but they have shared in the executive board meeting that they can change the man said she was stabbed in the heart because she cares so much about Kevin. And Wayne said that y'all been together and been friends for so many years, who don't understand why I was here. Now that I've said that, anybody got questions? Yes, tell me about this.
Why are you bringing this up here? This is not part of our union that we definition
I'm addressed to the whole union.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that we're having a union meeting here. If no charges there's no charges, if this is a court matter, if you're going to go outside of the court, that's fine, but this is not part of the union meeting. This is out of order.
Let me say this. The letter is charges to all members. I am one to communicate what's being said to the members. I can't say something and my members said, all members, and I'm going to keep this to myself. This is a membership meeting. A lot of people already know. And I want you to know, it's like a lot of people don't know about other things that's going on in the union. They didn't come to the meeting. When you come to the meeting, I'm going to tell you what's going on. This is what's going on. This is what's being said. This is not a rumor. This is a fact. Know that you've been charged, not charged with this attorney is saying that. You guys are saying that they're making things again. And like I said, I wouldn't want anybody to say anything about me either.
But my thing is that...
But when it's coming, it's to the membership.
I know I say...
You want me to put it in the newsletter?
But what I'm saying is that if attorney send you a letter like that, okay, definition...
It wasn't me. The letter was sent to those forth.
I know that, but to the union.
So I can't say this is just for me.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I said if it's sent to us like that, do we have an attorney on staff to Evidently, did.
We are going to ask for what should have been done in the beginning. Sit down, talk about this. You're making allegations about CWA 4501. I just don't take that lightly. It's for everybody.
Okay.
I could have said, okay, Lolita, take this. We got to spend money. Send it to everybody on the list. It comes to everybody. But I want you to know I am transparent. I don't keep things to myself that involves you. It comes about you and me. It involves all of us.
I'm just afraid that it's going to hurt the union if this gets out.
The union is already hurt. I'm going to let you know there's problems. Let's try and resolve them as adults. Let's sit down and talk. Before you take this kind of action, you don't, well, I'll tell you what, that's your opinion, and I have other opinions that, okay, who want to know? Who want to know about this letter? You see what I'm saying? I can only do the best I can in for me, transparency. You can't do stuff like this and be behind and be quiet on it. And go and everything going about your business. No. You took a big leap when you had this attorney tell them that your whole logo, not just Cynthia, not just Lynn, the whole logo is said in this letter, have been doing things and saying things. And you're going to be sued if you continue your dues. It's not my dues, just my dues. It's all of y'all's dues. So in my opinion, it's very important that you know what's been said through a legal person about this logo. Because if you don't want everybody to know, come to me. Come to me and let's go in here and sit down and talk it over. Then nobody else has to know. Okay, me and Kevin here talking. Kevin's like, you know what, I don't like this. People talking about me. They're telling lies on me. Okay, Kevin, well, let's put the word out. If you continue copying these defamatory statements, you can be sued. Educate people about rumors, but don't put it on spoke to an attorney. I don't know. I don't take that lightly. I'm sorry, because we are trying to build unity. How are we going to build unity when we're suing one another? You should know that. Where do we go from here? David.
Well, I'd like to recommend there's a solution. The membership's taking the hit here, and if there's anybody amongst the leadership or defamatory statements being made, probably the executive board could draft a letter, as is suggested here, debunking whatever has been said against Kevin Key and be done with the matter, and then report to the membership at the next meeting that it's been finished and we're moving on to bargaining issues. Would that work as a proposal?
I like that. Mike Moses has already drafted a letter and sent it to my approval. Just that we sit down and talk. Because that's what my wish would have been prior to, but it's already been drafted and sent, so certified mail. So I'm sure that we get it. So it's kind of, okay, just a second. It's kind of late, in my opinion, because Mike already sent that letter for us to talk. And how can you debunk? How can you debunk a rumor? You don't know what it's a rumor. What we need is facts. And what we need to do is sit down and say, you know what, that's not fair. He shouldn't be talked about like that and lied on like that. Okay? Regardless of how we feel about that. I don't want nobody talking, telling lies on me. But like I said, we'll come around, go around. If I'm out there talking and telling lies on somebody, I'm going to get hit by God. In my opinion, this is my belief. I'm going to get hit because I did wrong. I did something unbecoming to my becoming. That's how I feel. That just keeps me in line. So, it's okay. But the purpose was to be transparent and to let you know what's going on and what we're planning to do. Our goal is to resolve it. We got no problem. Let's resolve it. We resolve it by coming together as brother and sister
coming to an agreement, and let's move on. Forgive. I'm sorry you feel this way, but this is something that, okay, if you have affidavits, you have every right to take it to court and sue, because you got proof. But an allegation and to say you went super dudes, I'm sorry, that just didn't sit well with me. But my goal is to resolve it. We want to resolve it. Let's move on. We got negotiations coming. Infighting should be zero tolerance. No infighting. I know there's going to be some, but don't initiate it. You're initiating a fire. That's not what we want here. I think Tony has a question.
Well, being with the Secretary of State and after seeing this letter, I really do feel offended. I've been with the union 26 years and never, as a president, ever attacked its own union and members in this manner. This is really nonsense. It's self-serving to me, and I really feel that I can see where with the union voting and everything, if they felt slighted, if it didn't come out, the way it should have or whatever. But to attack the union members is what I have a problem with, and it's very unfortunate.
That's what it is. It's unfortunate, and I just wish that we could have, we could have kept this between us.
Yeah.
And we would have sat down together and talked it over. And then if it continues, then I can see taking it up elsewhere. Because no one wants to be stabbed in the back. No one wants to be lied about, or lied on. So that's what I'm saying. I think he had the kind of person that Kevin wants to see.
Listen, I knew this guy all his life. I'm not saying me and him, the way the union run it, am I happy with it? No. Do you disagree with stuff? Yes. But I know him all his life. I know his family. Whether I believe it or not, I don't have no information. Do I think he did it? No. But the problem is the damage is already done. You can sit there and say and send a letter all you don't. You got people out here talking now. So now when this next election come out, damage is already done. So there's going to be people, I don't care how you say it, you got to come up and say that too. This letter don't mean nothing because there's people around here talking about he's guilty. And you don't even know. You don't have the information to say that. But it's done.
Now let me just...
The damage is done.
Because I want you to be able to understand what I'm saying. Rumors are rumors. Rumors are rumors. I wouldn't want anybody to say with me either. Okay? This letter was written not by me. Okay? We could have sat down and talked, is what I'm saying, before it got all out there. See what I'm saying? I can't stop rumors, you can't stop rumors. Unless you can start them, but you can't stop them, and then they're going to grow into a big old monster. Okay? But the problem is the letter came to represent everybody in the world, even the employees, everybody. That's okay. That's a fact. I'm not, if there's a letter coming out and it's saying that I said something, I'm a member. No position, but I'm a member. I want to know that. I want to know why, who said, what they said I said, and what are we going to do about it? I didn't start this. I didn't write this.
And you did.
What?
I'm not saying you did.
Oh, okay. But I'm just explaining, that you're putting everything on us there. But that was just what I said. And when I said it, I've been here 1 week. I've been here 1 week. And I'm doing the best I can. In that week, I haven't worked with this board ever. And I have in this 1 week. Because I'm trying to do the right thing. But I have to tell you what's going on because this involves all of us. And this man is hurt by it, and he should have the opportunity to talk. But I would prefer that we have talked prior to this getting here, because I don't think that we should have gotten here. Because we should be able to resolve issues among ourselves. Just even right here. without this. You know, Kevin just comes to the book and says, you know what, there's rules going on and I don't like it. Don't make me take action. And then everybody knows, you know, before this happens. Now the attorneys are involved. So that's what I'm saying. And Kevin has something to say.
I have listened since this election process has begun. And all I've ever heard is how everything is personal, and this is a personal this or a personal that. You ain't got but one name. There's not a person in here who would defend their name. That's including you. She would defend your name. And for someone went out there and begin to degrade your name, speak from you from your, talk about you being a deacon, whatever it may be, and find ways to defame you so that they may gain. Not that you may gain, that they may gain. And so when they say that you should come to the local and speak first, they should speak to you in private meetings before comments are said that might be taken out of context and read. But you don't know about those things. You don't have knowledge to those things. And most of us don't. But when you begin to tear a person down personally, to where what he has done all his life, he is no longer any good in that spot. You have made it personal. I went to an election and listened to people say, and they jumped on Baby Schuster and said, why are you being negative? I heard that comment made. But all I seen was negativity. And that negativity didn't come from me. Now they can say openly that I didn't say this, or I didn't say that, or I didn't say that. You can bet I didn't start the rumor. You can bet I didn't take it out into the workplace. You can make those bets. And some of the comments and things that were said, and people swore to, that never were said, were said.
What are they?
Well, those will be discussed. And what I sent was a letter to say, stop this. And that's what the attorney would sit down and find a way to make this thing come to a stop. And let's talk about the union dues. We are supposed to be covered by an insurance company, which it says in case officers make statements or whatever, that insurance company will pay, not your union dues. Now, if there is some reason why maybe this policy is coming to effect or void or whatever, then it might have come from some other area. But you have protection to your officers in the local just in case a thing like this might happen. But I will say again, any person, anywhere has the right to defend his name. At the end of the day, that's all you got. And so if anyone thinks or takes personal or offended by me defending my name, then all you're really concerned about is your own agenda. I have a right to defend my name just as anyone else in here does. And that right is up to them to do so. So the proper way in which you start that defense is to say, stop doing what you were doing. And to say that we had a relationship where we talked or we sat down and we did that, that's not the relationship that we had. That's not the relationship that was operating here. And we all were a part of that. All of this here was the leadership. So whatever that issue was, and we are part of it.
But there was nothing said.
You don't know that.
Well, according to Cindy...
And I understand. I understand that. And according to someone else, something was said. So it falls on who you're going to believe. And so everybody has the right to defend themselves, and I will defend myself. And once again, it was about stop. And that's what that's saying. Let's stop. Let's put a cease to this. And everybody has the right to do that. And if it offended you, I'm defending my name, and Jason would defend you. Point blank. And you would most certainly defend you. If I just started to defend you, you thought you were defending you.
I want to defend. That's why I want to defend. I want to defend.
Hold on. But what I want to reiterate is that please come, if you have a problem, please come to us first. So before it is in writing, we can involve the attorney. Because if we don't try to work it out together, I understand that. And I know you're emotional, and I know about it. I know you're hurt. But let's try to work it out first. I don't condone any defamation of character. Believe me, I don't.
Madam President, we need a motion.
Miracle business.
Can I get a motion to extend? Okay, I'm sorry.
I give you the motion to extend the meeting.
Can I get a second? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Okay.
She still has that.
Second.
I'll second.
Okay.
I mean, I understand people are trying to defend themselves. I mean, this union has come to divided. And it shouldn't be, it's either them or it's them. It shouldn't be. We're all one union. We should be united. But this has been going on since the beginning of this election. That's why in the last meeting when it got a little bit rowdy in here, and I don't know who the gentleman over here, but I know he was from the Secretary of State, was like, just do the vote, just do the vote. I was kind of hoping it was going to go. I don't know, he was standing over here with, I don't know, that's not even important.
Who, Matt Wyman?
Oh, no, it wasn't Matt. He said, let's do the vote. And everybody voted on it, yes, we're just going to do the vote. But I thought the meeting should have been ran a little bit different. I know Kevin had an agenda, and at that time he was still the acting president. I don't have a problem with whoever's going to be the president. My job is to back the president and do the damn good job that I need to do to make this the union it used to be. So I'm going to do that no matter who's there. I'm not upset about anything. What I'm upset is about the way our members are acting towards each other. That's what I'm upset about. He had an agenda last meeting that he didn't get to run. Every time he spoke, people spoke over top of him. And I thought that was so disrespectful, because at that time, he was still our president. At this time, Cynthia is our president. I wouldn't disrespect Cynthia like I wouldn't disrespect Kevin. But I thought Kevin got very disrespected in the last meeting. And I think, it ain't that I think, he has a right to be upset. So my thing is, this has been going on through the whole election. A lot of people stabbing at each other. We all need to stop the stabbing. I think people are pointing the finger at Kevin at this moment because he's defending himself. Damn it, if somebody backs me against the wall, I'm going to defend myself too. So I think that's the point where he's at. Whatever way he had to do it his way. I'm not a person that's going to judge that. But if I'm backed against the wall, I'm coming out swinging. So whoever's in my reach, I feel sorry for him. And that's kind of what I wanted to say. I'm upset about the way everybody's acting.
Amen.
Thank you. Well, I just wanted to defend my name.
I don't think this meeting is the place to defend anybody's name.
Yes, it is, because my name is in the paper.
First of all, this meeting is to voice your opinion, but we don't have to attack one another. I'm
Like I said, I'm ready to defend myself.
because I don't want that happening to me. And I know that we want unity. We all have the same goals. The problem is how do we get back? How do we be cohesive? But then, hold on, let me say one. Okay. Before you speak. This is a forum only to discuss. I have to take a breath. Right. Not being too emotional. Okay. About what's going on. I already said that. You said you were hurt about what happened. He's hurt about what happened. She's hurt about what's going on. We all are hurt, but we now have to move on. I don't think we need to continue defending ourselves. You as a woman, and then you need to know what you did. Right. Okay. So can we leave it at that without us going back and forth? Can we just leave it at that? You care about Kevin. Right. Did you not tell me that? Right. So that's not the issue. Rumors are rumors. Rumors are ugly. So let's not keep it going.
I know, but
So
my name is being deflamed. Just like his name is being deflamed.
Right.
Now I have to defend my name. He
But
feels like he's
we
got
just
to
did, man. You love him. You didn't do anything to defame him. So can we move on the agenda? Because, and I don't mean, I just don't want to keep fueling the fire.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, let's move on, please.
I just say, they only think about themselves. They don't think about what they do to
Then
others.
it's okay. Take a deep breath, please. Yes.
I thought that's what the lawyers was there for the people.
Well, I don't like being lied.
Okay, wait, then, please. Okay, I'm sorry.
My name is Donald Capps. I'm a members only.
from OSU. I'm sorry to hear that this is going on. There's absolutely nothing that isn't legal about the steps that have been taken. You're being transparent by telling the membership this letter was received. You did the job you're required to do under Ohio law, and that is organization, CWA 4501. We have this charge against us. And Kevin has done what he's allowed and to defend himself under Ohio law. This is simply a statement that was made that says cease and desist.
Right, exactly. If
It
it's not-
is something that we need to do. It's not, all right? We must cease and desist by law or stand the possibility of going forward further.
That's it.
So that is the situation. I don't know who said what, don't want to know who said what, because eventually it may go to a place where that
We don't want to be.
we don't want to be.
Thank you.
So what we need to do now is, it's out here, we need to stop as an organization. Feelings are hurt, absolutely. This thing will occur, and that's why it takes going through the legal process. That's why our process has always allowed time for things to step back, and it's going to feel personal to those that it was said about, by, to, for, from. But I believe this really needs to move on to the next step in the agenda, and that's, let's please get on with business. I'm sorry everybody's upset.
Me too. And this was record. I personally not support or agree with any defamatory statements against Kevin or anybody on this earth. Yes.
I have
Not working? Okay. Would you mind coming up here so we can hear you turn? Sorry.
Question is, what's your name? Robert Wade. First of all, the name of all the time from this.
No.
Okay. Minor Marty. The facts are out there as far as.
She's hurt?
Yeah, but the financial records speak for itself. So there's an nasty rumor going on out there. It's not true because when you follow the money,
Not true.
yeah, right, when you follow the money, and everything's in place, we have to dismiss this as a nasty rumor, okay? I was a victim of a nasty rumor, okay? I was hurt. But yes, the truth of the matter is, as time progressed, people began to notice and see that the statements that were made were not true. Okay, there are a lot, okay, members, and if you stub your toe in the dark, what are you going to do as the first response? What's your first response? To reach down and see the pain. My brother over here is hurt. Stop the pain. Stop the hemorrhage. We need to surround him and console him and assure him of comfort. All right? And we need to dismiss this nasty rumor as a rumor.
I appreciate that, and I agree with you 100%. Those rumors, as it pertains to what I know are untrue. Somebody got that didn't work.
Dave Lesher, West Campus, OSU Stores area. I'd like to make a motion that the executive board address these issues in writing to the satisfaction of Kevin Keyes and his attorney. I've noticed that myself, we're operating at the level of rumor and innuendo that just shouldn't be if we're a responsible organization. Kevin's got a right to air his grievances in a serious way that he's done, and he's not being emotional. I've noticed it myself, and it's unfair. Everybody's under stress. They kind of want to throw somebody under the bus, whether they've got a legitimate reason to do it or not. That's been the atmosphere for a long time. We're approaching bargaining in this local. If we approach bargaining like a bunch of children, we're going to get a contract worthy of children and not be organized and not have the solidarity that everyone in this organization is after. So I'd like to make a motion that the executive board write a letter to the satisfaction of Kevin Key and his attorney. As far as I'm concerned, Kevin Key and his attorney could help draft that letter. Everyone should be in agreement and report back at the next membership meeting when we pass this hurdle and we're on the road to our next contract. We got a lot of work to do. So,
Second. Second.
They want to make sure everybody that you want to, I also want to say that.
Well, I said second, we just.
Okay, you second, because I didn't even ask for it, yeah, hold on. I just wanted to say, the attorney are going to meet, okay, you and the attorney, and then come back to executive board as day one, and then compile a response. Is that okay? Because we're going to, or do you want us to cancel the meeting with the attorney?
No.
Okay, I just want to be clear, I want the meeting with the attorney, just so we can,
This is an attorney.
that's what I'm thinking, but I think, okay, let's get the attorney's hash out and the executive board.
that wasn't my motion.
Okay, your motion is just for the executive board, not the attorney?
See, we're on the board. He's got a motion on the floor, it's been seconded. And right now, we got to either go to discussion or go to the vote. That's the Robert Rules of Order.
I'm with you, sir. Okay, then,
I'm
you have a question?
gonna say this and then I'm done with it.
Okay.
I think we need to suspend the rest of this meeting and cut this conversation off. I think what we all need to be trying to do is figure out what do we need to do to repair it? And what do we need to do to repair the damage that's been done to this local? This local has been hurt bad because of this. It's been damaged and it's been split. We need to figure out what is it going to take to repair this and get everybody back on accord. I have witnessed people that I've known have been friends for years, and now they're enemies. I watch people don't even want to talk to each other anymore. We got to figure out what it's going to take to get this back. Everybody's saying the same thing, and I'm like everybody. When your character's been damaged, you have to defend it. My name is all I have. That's all I have. No money, not rich, but my name is my name. That's who I am, and I will defend my name. Somebody put this mess out. We do know that. It did get out. We do know that. And whether the people that did it are here or not here, they know who they are. And I hope they understand the damage that's been done because of what they done. Gossip is worse than poison. Gossip is worse than cancer. It will mess you up for the rest of your life and tear your dignity up. And you can never repair it because every time somebody look at you, they're going to say, there go the thief. There go the thief. There go the thief. And never will be able to repair that. So we need to figure out what is it going to take for us to get back on the right track. I'm like Miracle. I don't care who stands there as the president. My job is to help you if you're right and defend the people that I have to represent. That's my thing. I don't care who's the president as long as the president is being ran right and things are fair. But right now, I've been a part of this local for 45 years. And from Jim Irving to Gary to Richard to Kevin to you, and all of those 45 years, I've never seen anything like this. And I thought could nobody be worse than Jim Irving. But I've never seen any mess like this. And it's going to come down to this. Here's what it's going to come down to. Either we're going to repair this, or we're going to split, and people are going to wind up getting another
Rumor, we're getting some freedom because of the hurt and cause problems. It says divided, we have to appoint, but it will be divided before now. So what we need to do, I want to get your motion. I want to say, can you restate it, and then can I get it? I think the gentleman's not here for a second. Hold it a second. Go ahead and restate it.
Sure, my motion is the executive board write a letter to the satisfaction of Kevin Hughes, attorney, and submit that as a means of resolving the problem and assisting the membership.
Can I get a second?
I second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All, okay. Hold your hands up, all in favor. How many? Three, has three? Four? Four? Five? 3, 4. All opposed, same sign.
Also, I didn't get a motion.
That the executive for take the, right letter, I think I heard on the discussion, that it was, that Kevin Concord with, in sign off form, and present that to Kevin as a means of moving forward.
I said Kevin is his attorney.
Kevin is the attorney.
Right.
Whoever is about it. So I understand, but that's the motion, that Kevin and his attorney agree. You got it, Marvin? You got it? You hear it?
I have a question on that. I
We
understand.
already voted on it, though.
I know, but I understand the motion Usher made. And should we be asking Kevin how he feel about that?
Well, if it's a motion, I don't know,
Motion,
he made a motion, yeah, it's already been taken, and already voted. Now, if Kevin don't, I would think if Kevin's not pleased with it, the motion says that Kevin is an attorney, is happy with it. If he's not happy with it, you don't have to sign it, right? And the whole company is opposition.
Can we have a recount of the vote? Because he didn't hear it.
Okay,
He didn't vote.
okay.
That's okay, leave it like it is. That's okay.
Okay, so let's do how many we got, all in favor, how many? 4, all opposed? 5. Let me say this, what you asked for, Dave, is under encouragement, and I think the executive board is going to agree that this is what we're going to do. I think the executive board don't have a problem writing a letter for president, ex-president. There's no problem, I don't see a problem with that, so I think the executive board will take it under advisement, and I think it will happen. How's that? I don't mean to go against people who voted for it's not going to happen, but I think it's fair. What harm is it going to take for us to say, Kevin, this is going to stop a little bit, we can't make it stop. We're going to ask for it, I already asked for the legal. Now, if people call here about Kevin or money, get their name, get the complaint, and who told them. And that's how we can deal with it. Even if we have to give it to Kevin, so he can take action against him. Okay? I want this to stop too. Okay, open discussion, we already had that. Any open discussion?
Question on that, have we had an audit?
Yes, we had an audit.
When's the last audit that we had?
Actually, we get audited every year by our accountant. We had a Department of Labor audit, I want to say 4 years ago.
Okay, so,
And the audit, told us
okay.
that we should not do single accounting. We cannot loan money, go to accounting. We have to have a routine.
But I said, are we up for audit this year?
Yes, we just have one. We have one, and we have an audit in September, the end of our fiscal year.
Can we get an audit, a little report? Can we get access to the report? Can we have that at the next meeting, maybe? But audit report, I think that will help a lot.
Okay. And yeah, that's the problem that we're doing.
Yeah.
Anything else? Dave?
I've got totally unrelated issues to what we've been talking about. I've had a recent grievance over management's not following the merit pay evaluation process in the workplace and setting clear and achievable goals for me at the outset of each year's evaluation. A successful grievance resolution held with Mr. Davis Went well because management admitted that the first coaching session hadn't happened. They said it happened on Martin Luther King Day, which is a university holiday every year. That was embarrassing for the university, and they backed off. They gave me an exceeds rating and said they would follow the merit pay process in the future. Now we've gotten the future, and they've proceeded without EEOC doing the one thing. So now, as of October 23rd, I'm requesting a PEOC bill to set clear and achievable goals in our things. In the OSU stores area, they've ramped out this data approach to measuring everything, which is just what they choose to measure without employee input or PEOC committee input. I'm concerned about that. I'm wondering if the PEOC committees are still operational. I can't get here. Because management has indicated to me they're anxious to go on with the process, and they're acting like it's my decision to ask for a PEOC committee intervention. Now that it's getting long and drawn out, they're wanting to go ahead, and the PEOC committee hasn't met, even in the aftermath of grievance violation, saying they comply with the contract. So, is there an answer on that?
Well, first of all, I'm unaware of that. So my next question is, who's your steward?
I've notified Terrell Davis and Kevin Key, who's on the PEOC committee.
Okay,
And I...
What? Sit down and you, Kevin, and Carol. And maybe we need to sit down. And I need the history behind that. Because, we're getting ready to start negotiations. It might be a place to put it.
I agree. And if I had an operational email address for you, I could send you the information I've sent to Kevin and Terrell. It might save us a meeting. We could have the PEOC committee meeting next, because I think human resources are waiting for that kind of response from the local and for our contract to be enforced. Okay.
Call up here, ask Sheila or Leah how to get in touch with me, and they'll call me anytime. I don't care. I work for you.
C.L. Stewart at CWA Local.
Stewart with a T.
At CWA Local 4501.org. I will send you that information today.
Can you repeat that?
Citizen Charles, Citizen Frank, Stewart at CWA 4501.
Got it. Thank you. That's one address I have correct. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? Can I get a motion to adjourn? Second? All in favor? Aye. All opposed, same sign?